Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome, welcome. Rocky start today because I clicked go live, and then I was like, oh, for some reason my stream settings right now are set to normal latency, not even low latency. That explains the latency problem yesterday. Let's fix that. And then I had to go down and up 3 times. to properly change it because YouTube's a pain in the ass. Hey Guts, welcome in. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? How's it going? Yeah, so today we're gonna try to see what the hell we need to do. Is that why you got? Yes, that's why you got 3 notifications. Because God, YouTube live streaming in some aspects is so shitty. So you have to make a thumbnail because unlike Twitch, which you just hit live and you're good. And there's 2. You can schedule streams or you can do go live. When you do schedule streams, you can just reuse the settings from the previous one. But when you go just live, it just uses whatever is there. It doesn't retain that information, which means it doesn't retain the thumbnail and all this stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to set that up, so I'll just schedule a stream yesterday. And I'm like, cool, set it up. Then today I noticed, oh, okay, the latency off. So what did I do? Oh crap! Well, let me turn it off real quick, and then okay, let me change it, and then I click go live. But for some reason, it goes live on the regular one, not the scheduled one, because I realized, right, I have to schedule it. So then I have to stop it again, and then I have to schedule it, and Jesus Christ, YouTube. I love the quality. I love the replay functionality. There's a lot of issues, though, still, to this day. You know, neither platform is perfect. Both platforms have issues, just different issues. So on your way home from work? Oh, nice. Yep, just dumb stuff. Yep. Exactly. But today we're gonna see what does it take to create some kind of landscape, even if you're using this foliage, inside of a brand new level, basically. That's what I want to know. If I make a new level and I just, make a new landscape in there. What do I need to do to make it what I want? So, let's start with a new level. I think I have one. So, yay, brand new level. We're not gonna need that. Oh, it's almost 11 p.m. for you? Yeah. Well, it means it's not 11 p.m. That's fine. So why are you going home from work so late? Jeez. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really late work day. Landscape, import from file. I'm gonna use the same one as before. The difference, I don't want it to be like that bumpy. So maybe like 10. Oh, this is, hold on. Can I do fit to data? Fit to data is, this is the data size. Okay. We're not trying to figure out how the hell this is like scaled and everything. Oh, fit to data gives me, I did 100. I did fit to data. Okay, so it doesn't do the scale automatically. High band resolution is 1K. That's fine. Okay, let's change some stuff. Maybe do a different landscape. Hold on, let me try. Can I make this bigger? I mean, I can make this bigger. Right, then I can make it big, but it's bigger but not higher resolution. That's because the texture resolution is small. Maybe I'll find a better one. A better image. Size large. Okay. No, that's not good. I mean, if that was a height map. How big are these though? Where's the, you know what I miss? The ability for freaking to specify a size minimum. Like, I want to specify at least a 2K image. And I can't. Why? Why not? Why did Google remove that? It was the best feature and they removed it. Did I make any progress on this off screen? No. I didn't touch this at all. Not at all. Go with this one. I want a bigger resolution though. I would like a bigger resolution. Darn it. Yeah. Just go to Substance. I don't have Substance Designer. I don't pay for Substance Painter and Designer. Yeah, I don't have it. This is surprisingly blurry. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna stick with what we have. That's fine. What I can do though is open it in here and just change the resolution of it. And that should allow me to get, I think. Did it save it? Yeah. Why is high power resolution say 1K by 1K? It is not 1K by 1K. Okay, there we go. Weird. Hey, Mr. Presgetti, welcome in. Fit to data. So now... Hello, Richard. Welcome in. How's it going, guys? I mean, sure. You know what? Screw it. Import. What a terrible height map. 20. This is a terrible height map. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. This is an absolutely terrible height map. Yeah, we can't use this. I'm gonna fight a different one. Screw it. We're fighting a different height map. Ooh. What do we have here? Where are we getting a height map from? Can we just export one? Wait. Oh, okay. It's just loading. Or some areas just not existent. Zoom in. Oh, okay. Can we take this area? Is that possible? I don't know how this works. Just get render. Image size with 2x render, 7 megabytes. Estimated size, sure. That is not what I had. What is this shit? That is not what I was looking at. What is this? This is rendered. I was looking at this. What did it just render? Did it render like this zoom? Okay, what if I like did it here? And then once again, I click render. No, that looked terrible. This website sucks. I take it back. It was good in theory. Even though height map from Gaia, but it's only 1K by 1K. terraining. Use it for Sims mods. Terraining. Terraining. We just need like a height map that is like usable. Why is it when I search terraining, the first thing is Urban Dictionary? The first link is Urban Dictionary. So something tells me it's not called terraining. I mean, Urban Dictionary is safe to click. Well, relatively. But I'm just saying it's not that. The problem with my height map that I don't like is the fact it's just, I wanted like somewhat of a mountainous thing. All right, if I squash it down to what it is, the problem is like if I did this, like this is okay. It's just too flat with a little bit of bumps. And I would ideally like to have it like not be so flat. But I guess it's fine. Screw it. For testing, this is fine. I'll just make it like 15. When you see it scaled up, you need to scale the other axis more? Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it like grand scheme of things. Yep. I really use this different measurement. Yeah, it's well, the problem is when you do a from image, right? You can't like scale it properly. Like you can't scale the resolution. Unless I'm mistaken. If I delete this landscape. Right, let me also undo this size. Go back to 1K. Because it doesn't matter. Just save. If I clear this, right, and I select it, I can't make this higher resolution because if I increase this, it's still just inside. It's not taking up the entire area. So I can increase and decrease the number of components, but it doesn't change the damn size of how much room it's taking up. I don't know why. I have no idea why. The green preview is not accurate at all, you notice? Well, no, like this is the scale, the size of it. I want it to be this size. It's not gonna make this actual aspect is correct. So, I mean, it is what it is. So what we can do is 31 and then we can just scale it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. We'll just continue with this. Just change this to like 7. Okay. So for testing, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, let's go with let's go to the biome sample level, right? So let's see what's going on here. First of all, I'm just gonna take this water. If I move this to 0, just move this up. Excuse me. Yeah, look at that. We have a beautiful watery ocean. It's magical. Okay, but let's actually go to the biome sample. Hello, Gregory. Welcome in. What about a social group? What you talking about? So we don't care about this. We need this PCG Biome core. So it's this one. So we're gonna need this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these biomes and I'm gonna bring them over because I just don't want, I'm not gonna set them up. Again. So let's come here, paste. There, over there. Whoa. Oh, that's the water reflecting the landscape and it looks all sorts of weird. That's like sorts of weird. Okay, so can I just bring out biome core? I mean, I can. I'm not going to get anything out of it. Okay, so we need to place in all our stuff. Well, you know what? The easiest way to do this, actually, is to just kill this. Sure. Where's the biome core? Copy. Paste. Clean up. Delete. Clean up. Generate. It won't generate. Excuse me? Wait, why can't I? Okay, well, there's the axis now. Yeah, I'll have to edit the map, but like, I just want to see it with even this map, right? So what else is it needing then that it's not generating? So I want to know what everything it needs right now to generate this. So clearly it needs something else. What else does it need? It doesn't need these splines. It doesn't need this very specific tree. Hold on, yeah, slow down. Okay, what is this blueprint, by the way? What is this specific tree blueprint? It has the asset. It has the specific tree asset. And it has like a bunch of options for it. How is this, if you're going with a specific asset, how is this different than just putting a static mesh here? I mean, I'm just curious. What is the point if it's a specific tree? Ah, I see what it is. So it is a specific tree, but it also, because it is detecting it, it is now spawning things around the specific tree. Okay, that's why. No, the randomization is not the part of it. This is the part of it. This is part of the actual main thing, and it's just reading that tree because all the trees have this stuff around it. So that's why. Good to know. I already random tree generator. I already created a tutorial for that using PCG. You can use you can do that with what's it called? Sockets. I mean, it's a way of doing it. It's not the way to do it. Okay, but what else do we have here? The one thing I'm not using right now is world partition. And I wonder if that's required. We can check if that's required. If I kill the runtime thing, will this still work? Yes. The partitions might be required. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. Don't save any of that. So, world settings. Can I... Let me just do... You know what we can do? Open world. Because this automatically sets up world partitioning. Okay. And now in here... let's kill this. Let's kill the landscape. Kill the land... Can I not delete the landscape? Excuse me? Why can't I... Okay. Okay, there we go. But there's a hidden quadruple nested override for gen require. Probably. Probably. Okay. Let's throw a landscape in here. Yeah, we'll just do the same setting as before. Yep, import. Oh. Why is it? Oh, it wants me to save the level as. Partitioned. Hmm? Okay. Well, let's wait for the partitions to generate. Gotta figure out what is actually needed for this. That's the goal today. What do we need to do to use this in our own stuff? 'Cause yeah, I can put stuff into their level, but I want to know what we need to get it out of their level and then start tweaking it for our own. Game tag. On this one, maybe not, but you never know. There could be game tags somewhere underneath all of this. I'm not gonna question it. Okay, let's so now it has this. Great. Scroll. Jesus Christ. You were 3 minutes behind? How did that happen? I made the latency lower, not higher. Okay, so now I'll take all of you guys and I'll take you. Copy it into the partitioned one. Paste. Okay, now. Oh, we want to bypass global filters. Okay, still doesn't work. Okay. Great start. Great start.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Okay. What do we need to do here? Mm-hmm. Well, ads are playing. Let's see if I can find anything. Yeah, so none of the debug stuff is working. Why is none of the debug stuff working? You watch an ad? You're on YouTube. You're not getting any ads. Okay, got you paused. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. So I guess what we need to figure out is why we're not sampling anything. And to do that, we can go here and probably just... Can we come here? It's not detecting anything? Or am I forgetting something? What am I forgetting? Is it something very obvious? What is complete about here? Cell size must not be less than 0. It's 800 here. Yeah, what am I forgetting? What very obvious thing did I forget? Please be so kind as to remind me. And don't say game tags. It is not detecting anything. Okay, it is seeing that. We're getting this. Right, we're getting all this, and this is where it falls apart. It is finding the landscape. So in here is the problem somewhere. Warning, cell size. And the cell size here is getting the cache extents and the cache. Well, I haven't cached anything. But this is... Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, on YouTube and Twitch. I'm multi-streamer on YouTube and Twitch. So, why is it that it's complaining about this? We literally copied this from the other one. Does the ocean make you thirsty? Oh. Sorry, I was too distracted to have a normal sip of mystery liquid during the break. Okay, out of curiosity, if I was to just delete this, go back to the sample level. Not the runtime one. The regular one, please. Good. Here, clean up. Copy. Paste. Hmm. Why is it? Cell size must not be less than 0. It's not. It's not. Oh, then it needs the input. Huh. I'm deleting all the things that PCG made so we can go back and try again. No, I'm just trying to figure out why it's throwing an error or something in one level but not another level. Because oh, found the problem. It copied everything, but it didn't copy this cache size. This wasn't copied properly. Why? Okay, here we go. Now we're getting something. Okay. We copy pasted this. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with this. The problem was here. So in that case, let's go back to the other level, the non-partitioned one, and let's see. We have the same problem here. Oh, not you. You. And then here, yeah, I don't know why this value did not get copied over, but everything else did. Aha! Okay. So we do not need partitions. It does work with partitions, but we don't need them. So that is pretty big. So now let's go ahead and we can see we have the different like zones and the different like areas. Of course, they're still from the same map. So what I probably want to do is take this, copy it here, and then custom biomes test, and we'll just replace this. Hey, Rory, welcome in. You don't need documentation as well, super easy. Wish I understood. I don't know, are your namespaces better? What do you mean, like the whatever it is beforehand, like the L underscore? I mean, it's pretty much, what is it? It's a level. It starts with the letter L. It's a single word, L underscore. Blueprints, 2 words. Starts with a B and starts with a P. BP underscore. There you go. There's namespaces. And if you get it wrong, that's fine. When you're in a project for somebody else, everyone has like slightly different. Some people change things a little bit. It's not like a standard thing that everyone has to maintain or it doesn't work. Textures are technically T underscore. Some places, like where I work, most textures are just imported that no one cares about the T underscore. Materials are always like M or MI for material instance, but yeah, you don't need, it's not like a set rule. But cool. Okay, so this works, right? So we have this working. One thing I actually want to check, And I don't know if I can check this on this level. Can I play this level? I can't. Okay. So we need, I want to test something. Freeze, crap. Freeze rendering. Eject. Wait, is it not freeze rendering? What's the command to... I thought it was freeze rendering to only see what you see. Toggle freezing on most aspects of rendering, such as visibility calculations, useful conjunction, toggle camera to fly around, see how the frustum and occlusion culling is working. Hold on, why are we loading the entire thing? Why is everything loaded? That can't be wrong. That can't be right. I've done tests with PCG before. It does not specifically load everything. It properly culls. Dear God, okay. Let's get from here. Freeze rendering. Hold on, let's do a little test. Let's do a little, I just want to do a little test right now. I'm going to make it as a simple PCG graph. Let's make it like 250. Setting our spawner. Points. Okay. And then I just need to change collision. No collision. Yep. Freeze rendering. I see everything still. I did a test on this in 5.3. Hold on a second. In 5.3 for sure it was cold. You didn't see it when rendering is frozen. Let's jump to 5.3 real quick. Let's jump to 5.3 real quick. Sure, I'll do this one. Is that you for now? Doesn't matter which 5.3 I open as long as PCG is enabled. Volume sampler. static mesh spawner, mesh entry, cube, no collision. Okay. Freeze rendering. Is that a different command? I'm thinking of a. Am I thinking of a different command? Maybe I think of a different command. Well, hold on. In that case, let me just try this. I'm not looking at it right now. Freeze rendering. No, that is the right command. I did a test with this with somebody else a bit ago, and PCG was properly culling the trees in their setup when I had them use freeze rendering, because we were doing a test to see like for performance and stuff. But it's not doing it here, and it's not doing it in 5.4, but they were in 5.3, so I'm not sure if that requires something custom, but at least it's unrelated then to all this. So I guess whatever, let's go back to our testing. Having fun struggling to minimally understand PCG? Yeah, it'll take some time. You know? Once you start, like, once it clicks, it'll click. And that's the great thing. It got so dark. Okay. But what we can do now is some biomes, right? So let's make some biomes. We can paint them where we want them. So we need to make them specific colors. Let's do red. Hold on. What are biomes right now? What? So the desert is what color? Red. Oh, look at that. How convenient. That's what I was gonna do. So I'm gonna make desert like here. To make it easier, actually, I'm gonna just put it everything as blue. And I'm just turn this off. So blue would just be whatever's left. And we have some green. Hey, Kale, welcome in. Yeah, the extremely cheap version of Photoshop with a few missing features, honestly, but you know, it is what it is. So let's have like this here. So we have broadleaf forest is green. Carnivorous forest is blue. You have the desert. The landslide is this color. Okay, I'm just gonna take Hexline here. Copy. I assume that's hex linear. We'll find out. We'll set that up like around the coastline here. And then what else do we have? We have the mountain forest. Okay. So let's make the mountain forest. And we'll make the mountain forest in the middle. And on. Okay. There's our beautiful mask. Obviously, you'd want to do a better job. Picasso, thank you. Thank you. Some might say I was trained under him. Those that say it are lying. I was clearly trained under Dali. Picasso was before my time. Hold on, was Dali before my time? Hold on, when did he die? Ah! Well, he was a little bit before my time. Not by much, but a little bit before my time. Same year. There's the multi-million-dollar NFT to the right or wrong person. Kayla, are you offering to buy this one-of-a-kind NFT? Look, I haven't gone to the NFT gang, but into the NFT section. But if you're willing to buy it, I mean, I'm willing to get into it. You know, it's like you're happy, I'm happy. I see it's a win-win. Okay, let's come here. Let's bring in this guy. Bam. And look at that. We now have the desert and everything exactly where we want it. Okay, this is extremely easy. Hello, holy crap. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, then look good. There's our exactly where we painted it. Exactly where we painted it. The one thing I still need to figure out, though, is the scale of things. So hold on. I want to debug the biomes. Oh. Why is that like that? I don't have a... Okay, is it because they're just a little bit different on the overlap? It's not a perfect... Yeah, it's not perfect red color and not perfect yellow right there. And because it's not perfect there, it doesn't exist. So when making it, you got to make sure like it's like perfect hard edge, which is interesting because I am at 100% hardness. So you would think that I would have no gradient whatsoever, but yet if you zoom in, I clearly have a gradient right there, depending on like how it moves. Hey, Affinity, what the hell? That is not 100% hardness. I understand what it's doing because my mouse is still in between pixels. And so it's like, it's based on that pixel, I'm like 20% into another pixel, so that's right. But I don't want that. Okay, whatever. But one thing though that we are seeing is, right, is it does line up. Wait. Why is this black? This is yellow. Why is that black? Did we get the wrong color on that? That was supposed to be the landslide. Okay, 1-1, and then I'll just copy this number, just in case it's the wrong color. What is it under? What am I getting here? Oh, here we go. 1, and then I'll copy this for RGB. Oh, so this is 2 to 55. Why is it 255 and not 0 to 1? Well, that's a pain in the butt. I have to convert it. Where's my calculator? $128. It's not exact, I'm pretty sure. Has to do with the alignment of the pixels and the brush or something? Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. That's what I noticed. Is when you got the hex probably didn't match? Yeah, it's a little bit off. Like it looks exactly the same. But it's just a little bit different. Can I, you know what I can do now? I can take this, copy it. Come here. Is it hex sRGB or hex? Is it hex linear or hex sRGB? I'm assuming hex linear. Because that seems correct. But, or import. Clean up. Generate. Show me the biomes. Aha! It is hex sRGB. We figured it out. It is hex sRGB. Whatever. Okay, cool. So we can turn that off. That is such a handy like option to just debug it there. So now we have the rocks where we want the rocks. Fantastic. The desert is where we want the desert, the rocks is where we want the rocks, and the forests are exactly where we want the forests. The only thing we need to do now is adjust the water level and stuff like that. Because obviously our water level right now, if I push it like up here, right, would be incorrect. So let's set it to like maybe over here at 200. And we can just adjust that. If we go into the filters. And I'll make a copy here. Custom biomes filters. Damn. Let's open all these up. And there's the water level. Oh, well, this is going to affect the other one. Oh, it doesn't matter. You'd want to make a copy of this as well. Would you? Let's find out. Hold on. I don't think you would. 250? Yeah, we can push it like way higher than the water level, but we don't want to do that. Where's our water level? 200. There you go. So now everything is correct. Oh, ads time.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
And this time I will drink. This time I will drink. Because I'm not distracted. Yay! And today I'm drinking some good old liquid wax. I think we're gonna should coat the inside of my throat and stomach in case I end up drinking something really bad tomorrow. I'm gonna be prepared. You know, it should help a lot. We left earlier. I figured out what was missing to generate. Oh, yeah, you can rewind. Yeah, YouTube is great for that, being able to rewind. But the main thing is, this is actually very easy to use, as we've just experienced. This is extremely easy to use. You're downloading Unreal 5.4 right now? Nice. Because obviously you'd want to swap out your meshes, right? And you have all the controls. Can you give a summary of how to use it? Yeah. Video will be out on Sunday. A detailed tutorial on how to use this and how to do this will be out on Sunday. There's a few like caveats and things that need to be like mentioned and addressed. And this is going to be, I'm probably going to do maybe a series on this, a little bit, maybe. We'll see. Depends on like what we want to dive into. But getting your own landscape in here is surprisingly simple. And then what I can do, so if we, or let's say happy with this, I'm just going to quickly go to the sample level. Landscape. Just take the landscape material. I'm going to put it on mine. Preparing PCG tests. Because then we can go to landscape, paint. I need to make yeah. You should make your own. Like save your own, obviously, for your own thing, but it's fine. Everything's land. You can make shorelines, right? We can just paint this in now. Yay! Can I make this bigger? Make this nice and big. Paint the shoreline. But the main thing is it's completely unrelated to the PCG. So, which is both good and bad. Right? Because effectively what this means is you can customize your biomes, like what goes in your areas, but you can't customize your areas easily. And that's really what I would like to do. Now, let's also quickly look into the those splines and everything that they have set up. Sure, just go with this. Yeah, look at that. So in their setup, right, they have the override splines. And I want to check those out. So this guy. Specific crop field tool. So if I was to drag this out, excuse me. Generate. Is it need to be in a specific biome? I got it. Yeah. Does it need to be in like this biome? Oh, wait, this... Oh, I see. Okay, so this is just removing everything around it, and the reason this one has something here is because it has an asset built into it, right? So if I come here, it has an asset with rows and columns and all that stuff. So if I sampled this and came back to this guy, in here, plop this in, 10 to 20, that's fine. There it is. Okay. Now, out of curiosity, what if I made this go outside of this area? Okay, so this is the spline for removal. And then we have... What is this? This is a spline end. So why is it then spline start, spline end? And this is the box. I can make the box bigger, but it has to, no, it's not that it has to be all in the box. Spline shape. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. I think I understand this now. Hold on, let me just confirm and then I'll explain it to you guys. Sort of understand this here. Okay. So the way this is working is this is the cutout shape, which is its own thing, which is the spline shape. And then everything inside of this box becomes this, but I can stop it somewhere based on the on this. So it goes in between this two. So if I tell it to come from here, this line, it'll go from this line to this line as like a rectangle, more or less, but still within the bounds of the original like cube. So if I move this cube over, no, it ignores the cube. I don't know what the cube's for. I don't know what the cube's for. Maybe it could be just there for selection. Because the line thickness and everything is exposed. That could be just there for easy selection because it's much harder to select a spline. But then you could just do like an icon. You want to get good at making PCG graph? I think it's a good skill to have. It's very PCG is extremely useful, and it is like at work I started using it everywhere. Like I can because it makes life so much easier. So I guess the start and end then is just it just goes between start and end, and it doesn't care about it tries to kind of go from start and end. Like it doesn't do it perfectly, as we can see. But I guess it makes sense. So this is designed to be a straight field with rows and columns. So I guess it makes sense why it's like that. But it is a little like weird. But cool. So that's that one. And again, right, if you do it properly, you get this. Where if you cut it out in the right shape and you put the start and end there, it'll do everything. But hold on, why? So this, if I just move this out, this also cuts into the field. Okay. So it cuts both. So the spline cuts both the field and everything, but otherwise it goes between these 2 points. So if I was to extend this out like super far, it wouldn't matter because the field is still says from here. And if I did this, then I would get this kind of field. Why did I not get that kind of field? Because it's still within this box. So it is bound this box. Just want to select the box. Give me the box. Clean up. I don't understand this box. It looked like it was just within the box, but now it's not going further, and I can't make it go further. How can I not make it go further? The start is there. We're gonna even extend this. Oh, now it's doing it. Now it's doing it within the box. Okay, so it just wouldn't update for some reason until I moved these splines. Got it. I need to move the other spline for it to update and understand where I'm coming from. Sure. Okay, that all makes sense. And this one here is... yeah, just a single biome in a spline. If I select this, yeah, you just specify the biome in here. So if we put this in here, it has nothing, but then we can just say landslide. And there's a landslide. Okay. Very straightforward. So you just put a, put the quote unquote landslide biome anywhere we want. Now, the interesting thing is if I move this, these are set locations. Notice that when I move this around, right, the rocks, like it might add and remove some rocks, yeah, but they're not like rattling, they're not all moving around. So this is seated. This is just enabling and disabling the points from this, which is, yeah, is seated. How would you use PCG to make roads? Depends what kind of road, and depends what if you need it to be a bendy road. If you want it to be a bendy road, you wouldn't use PCG for the spline itself. You would use a what's it called? A spline mesh, because you need it to do like bend. PCG cannot bend the geo. That is one thing I would still like. It cannot do like spline meshes type stuff. It can only like rigidly place something in the world. So yeah, you probably want to use that, and then you could populate it with like stuff around it. You can put the light posts, you can put the dividers, just whatever else. You can even do like the decals that go along it to put the lane dividers between. There's all sorts of things you could do with PCG. Still hard to understand? Don't worry. Yeah, this is why I'm basically getting all the information I can right now to, and then I'll formulate it into like a concise video for Sunday. That's the goal of all this, right? So, but if you have questions, you can ask me. I won't be able to explain every single part of it to you, but because I need to still formulate like the thoughts and everything. What is this? This is biome core. No, wait. Why are these? Oh, did I turn on like bounds for some of the stuff? I think I turned on bounds for some of the stuff because there's the bounds boxes. Don't save. Let's start with a simple question. Where do you get the sample map? Well, so first, you have to pay Epic $1 million. And then hope they... No. You search for plugins and just search biome. Biome core, biome sample. There you go. It's there. You obviously want to turn on the procedural PCG network. There's also some interesting stuff here. There's water envelope now. I never used the water system in Unreal, I'll be honest. I've never used it. Mostly because I've never heard any great things about the water system in Unreal. So... yeah. But, we got this working. So if I wanted to, I could remove like the water level from some of the stuff. Unreal Water is amazing. Like the actual water plugin water. I mean, like at work we recently got forget what the water system's called. It's not Fluid Flux. Or is it Fluid Flux? I don't think it's Fluid Flux. Yeah, I think it's Fluid Flux too. That we got, yeah. And that's amazing. And that's really nice water system. But the problem with the Unreal one isn't like it's not good for both. I mean, yeah, you get all that functionality, but I'm talking about visuals. The visuals of the Unreal like plugin water is just doesn't seem great unless there's a way there to make it. I just haven't seen anyone do it. I probably don't know about it. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just not something I'm familiar with. But right, so we can now, like, for these trees, some of these are like pretty angled. We can modify these now if we want to. Like, we can go to the forest. And we could search for... Is it angle? No. What is it called? It's upwards, right? Orient upwards. Yeah, we can just change this to like 0.9. 0.9. 0.9. And you do that for the other one as well. Oh, I think I was in the broadly for section. Upwards 0.9. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so if you want these to like start orienting upwards, right, we have all the controls and it's per mesh. So if you want to like not have these like oriented up as much, we just don't have to have them oriented up as much. The first one is these trees. There's the taller trees. I think the last one is the shrubs. The 3 is the shrubs. Yeah, so if I wanted to, right, yeah, upwards, I can make this one like 0, 0. And they would align exactly with the normal. So really cool stuff. But one thing I still need to figure out though is why freeze rendering doesn't cull this stuff. Also, dear God, these rocks are huge. Yeah, it's all still rendered. Why? Is there a different command? Now people are starting just still freeze rendering, or is it pause rendering? No. And I just freeze rendering. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's interesting. I'll probably need to ping the person who I did the test with before for this, because the fact that we're loading in the entire thing is a problem. Because effectively what we're doing is loading in the entire PCG graph when we really don't need to load the entire PCG graph, which is a very like my eyes which is extremely bad for like massive maps, right? Because if this is like a full island and you're just loading in like all these trees, which it seems like it's doing, you don't want that. Yeah, we're pretty much there. We pretty much have everything figured out. That's which is pretty good. It was surprisingly much quicker and easier than I thought to have this all figured out. There's some things I would like to like. I wish were more automated, but I understand why they're not. Quickly look up CG. Frustrum culling. Hmm. Let me see. Can I set these here? Can I set end cull distance? Or is it gonna not respect it? It's not gonna respect it because it's regenerated. Yeah, I didn't think so. And now this is all empty. Yeah, that's like one of the problems you keep. So like you can call by distance, but you need to clear PCG link for that to happen. So if I was to, this is just fun fact for you guys that are here. Right, you can do clear PCG link, and this becomes its own PCG stamp, which is cool. And then you can go in here, and you can select it all, and search for cull, and then you can have an end cull distance, be like 5,000. Right, and now you effectively are only rendering in 5,000. Oh, you know what it is? Is it because it's live? Hold on. All right. Play from here. Freeze rendering. No, it's still loading everything. Still loading everything. But yeah, either way, you can select all. Once it's removed, you can make a cull distance, so you can do like maximum 20,000 distance, and you just you don't render the entire place, but it should have been rendering only within my view as well, and it's weird that it's not. I wonder if that's a setting somewhere. The problem is we don't have this setting exposed in the static mesh spawners. From what I could find. Because if I was to like open this guy, right? And I just search cull. Oh, that is here now. This wasn't here before. Oh, this is great. So we can actually set this up. Can we do it? Okay, let's see. Can we do it on these guys? Does Biome Core parameter overrides allow me to cull? As I didn't see a culling thing. I don't know where the... Is it this guy? If I unhook you, this is everything. Okay. We're going to do a test here. Let's come here. Cull. And distance. 5,000. No? No. Interesting. So... Oh, this is the mesh selector. That's not the static mesh component, which is where I'd want this to be. Oh, it says end call distance as the input source. Start call distance. So does that mean we do have the setting somewhere. Hold on. Where is it? Is it exposed somewhere? Because I want to find it. It's on here. The child thing, we still need to figure out what that is. It's not on the custom stuff. Distance level. Oh, it's water distance.
Pausing for ads.
Water distance level. Distance, yeah. Oh, last time. Just got it back up. Nice. Welcome to the present. How was the past? Hope it was decent. Is it worth to use texture map data instead of the RGB map? Well, that is a texture map. What do you mean? I'm literally putting in a texture map. It's just... This is a texture. Right? So... And I just paint where I want things. So... You can customize the colors. You can entirely change... You could choose... You could have 255 times 255 times 255. You can have that many... However many RGB color combination you want, that's how many colors you have options to. The reason we're having those colors is because in here, for our biome setup, if you open any of these, that's the color we have set. I can change this to whatever color I want. And it basically looks for this color in the texture. That's all. And I just reuse the same colors. Yep. So yeah, you have literally any color combination. And that's a new biome. And with its own setups. So you could have like thousands of biomes if you wanted to. Absolutely thousands of biomes. Yeah, there's... Is there a way to use a color range, or does that has to be exact? So yeah, we tested that. So right now, if I come here, there's no way to like blend biomes. Yeah. What you could do is create a biome that is a blend between them and use that, but there's no way to blend. And if I go to my core and then I turn on the visualization, right? So in the areas where it's slightly not perfect, right? It doesn't have that information because the RGB value is not exactly that color. And that's the problem. Yeah, there's no blending. So if I wanted to blend, for example, between this one and this one, I would need to create basically make a new color that is a new biome, and I'll just paint it right here. And then that is the one that's going to have both informations, and I'll configure it to have like both, and then create it that way. So it wouldn't be a gradual blend between them. It would be effectively a linear, still a linear, swap. But yeah, it's kind of the best you've got because it is a linear. Now, the interesting thing is there is a biome priority. And this confuses me because biome priority makes it sound like you can have blending biomes. But based on this, we literally can't. I mean, is there something here that I'm missing maybe? Also, it's cool that you can tile this. Yeah, there's no blending. There really is no blending. Now, what you can do actually, there is a way to blend it actually. I just thought of a way. It's a little jank. You remember the I don't actually even know if like these programs have it because I haven't seen it in forever. But I'm pretty sure a program we all know and love possibly has it. Color picker. Where is... It does not have it anymore. You guys remember the spray can? Is that a thing anywhere still? Basically, what I was wanting to do was is create like a noise. Right, you can create like use a spray can to create a noise, and effectively create a blend between two things using that, because then each pixel is one color or the other color. Yeah, until just now, I realized the spray can has... I haven't seen spray can in forever. So you can do it. You can create a blend, and so, right, using that kind of method. Apparently spray can is no longer a thing. So what you probably need to do is just create a brush with like a pattern on it, like a random pattern, and then just stamp in both colors and basically create it that way. You can get the same effect, just not as randomized. Yeah, and then you just create like a gradient that way, from one to the other, from one to the other. And yeah, so you effectively can create a gradient, but keep in mind though that it still has the... This is the quote unquote the pixel. So that means there's a minimum distance of a blend, right? So if I wanted to have it like blend a certain distance, it would need to be this. This is not a... Is it a pixel per area? Is this correct in terms of pixels? Hold on, I'm gonna just check something. If I was to look here, this is 312. Not you. This is gonna be really hard to tell where this is. Next to the orange one. Ain't no way. There ain't no way I'll be able to tell where something is. But yeah, that's not happening. But it's not the 1:1 resolution, I think. It is not 1 pixel per 1 square. But what we can do is actually change the scale of this, right? So right now it's 800. What if we made it 600? Now, what happens when we do this? Is it actually making it denser? I mean, we can go extreme. 6,000 by 6,000 by 6,000. So you can have finer control for this if you wanted to. So the spray effect could work. You would need like a smaller biome cell size, potentially. You could also get away with a smaller resolution, is my guess. Hmm. $500 by 500 by 500. All right, so now we have a, yeah. So it has nothing to do with the resolution of the actual original texture. It's entirely dependent on this cell size. And then I'm guessing it takes the average. So honestly, the spray can effect wouldn't work for this because it's not a per pixel thing. So yeah, you'd want to probably do like an in-between biome. But again, like it doesn't, the part that confuses me still is this biome priority. That still does not make sense to me because I cannot color multiple colors here. Oh, hold on. I figured it out. Hold on. I think you can blend. I think you can blend, and I think I figured out how to blend, or I thought of a way how to blend, and what that section does. And I'll tell you after I'm back from the restroom. Be right back. I'm back. Oh look, I gotta build the suspense, Mr. Fusketti. Gotta build up the suspense. But I think this is for if you were to make these the same color. So if I was, for example, what's the color we're using? Just to confirm. So if I made this red green. So I made the desert green. And then this and this is both 0. Is it doing both here? Yeah, look at that. It's now doing both. And now I can specify priority priority on desert. Or I have to do -1. Do I have to re-force it to generate? Clean up. It's doing both, so you can blend them. Okay, but the biome priority is not doing anything at all. And it's not even regenerating it. Okay, so the biome priority doesn't make sense still. But as you can see, right, this is the full forest. This is a mix. And then this is full desert. Right? So it is mixing. Biome priority doesn't seem to be working though. I think you probably have to use the spline biome cut to blend. No, that replaces it specifically with a biome. So this will allow you to have things that are multiple colors. Now, the downside here is I cannot specify multiple colors for this broadleaf forest. Right? So like I want this, let's say I want this desert to be both red and green. That means I would need to duplicate the desert. And I cannot and then I would need to have a second copy of this desert with red. And then set it up that way, where I have like a version where I use for blending. But then again, in that case, I could just set up a single biome that's the blend. Then it defeats the point, the purpose of it. Right? Because if you're just gonna, if it can only be blended, and it can't be used anywhere else, so then make the one biome the blend. Really odd. Because if we go to like their map, don't save. Right, if you go to their map, right, there is no blending here. And if we look at their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't blend themselves. But the interesting thing is one of their levels. Yeah. Broadleaf Forest has a -1 biome priority. Which is the green one, and that is. Okay, just go with this one here. We'll just use this one. Okay, so this all has -1 priority, and if I change this to 1 or 0, it doesn't do anything. Like, it's showing, like, I can tell it's trying to regenerate here, but nothing changes. So I'm not sure. That could be it. Does this have a priority? Oh, you know what it could be? It's this, probably. This is the biome tool, where you just place in the biome itself. Runtime assets, but this doesn't have this. You cannot put a priority into this. And if I change the priority on the desert, right, to like -1 or 10, nothing around here is changing. But this is the biome tool. Huh. This one I have no idea about. Because it doesn't update when I change it, there's no, like, yeah, this is what it does kind of, you know, setup. No differences. There's no differences. Oh, you know what we can do, I think? Hold on, here's an interesting thought. For the blending, let's say we want to blend the desert here, right? Can we add multiple definitions? You can only have one definition. Never mind. Is it being overridden? There's nothing above this. The only thing above it is this. And this doesn't have anything here that's overriding it. This, also the max child thing, I'm still not sure what it does. Max child acid depth. I mean, I have an idea of what it could be. This has a lot of these guys around. If I change this to 0. Ah, okay, so there we go. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So that's what the child assets. It's the thing, is the assets around the asset. So we can control the amount of them. We don't need to output data for runtime generation on our map. Oh, hold on. There's a biome blending range. Hold on. Wait. Are they blending? Hold on. 20,000. Well, pull me over and bend me sideways. Blending is just part of it. Okay, so then is the priority here now does this now make sense? So if I make the priority in the desert 10, does this now change something? No. No. Priority still doesn't do it. I don't know what biome priority does. It doesn't do anything, even with a blend. It's always the stuff right in front of our faces that we miss. The double nesting and hidden settings and overrides make it so yeah. So like now at this point I am comfortable, like if I needed to use this, I'm comfortable to using it, which is good because that's where I want to be in order to like create a good tutorial for you guys so you can follow along, because obviously if I'm confused I cannot make a good tutorial. So this is huge. And it was literally the first setting, and somehow I missed it. So, yeah. So this just blends your biomes automatically. That explains why we never have... So that means that this is not a big deal. This is not a big deal. Because of the blending. Right, you still have stuff generating here. Because of the blending. Sweet. That's really good to know. Now, I don't know what the point of the biome cache cell size is. Still, that might be a real-time thing, because right, if we change it right from 800, which is the like what they have it at, to 8,000, like we 10x it, there is slight changes. Okay, there's actually a decent change there. I think mostly, you know what? The change is going to be most noticeable with blending. Because the bigger the cells here, right? That means they start and end at different locations. It's not as smooth of like a curve that you get. And that means the distance there and the blend there would be a little bit messy. Okay, that is actually making a lot of sense. That's making a lot of sense. The thing that would take, I think, the longest, if you were to do this, like, yourself for your own project, is setting up the biomes themselves. Because this part is easy, right? You pick a color, any color. You can even make it beforehand and then put it in after. That doesn't matter. Does the name here matter? I don't think it does, but I think it's just there for you. Nope. Made no difference. Yep, made no difference. So the name is entirely for yourself. The priority is entirely for you to have a pretty color or pretty number there. But so there's the runtime version and then the non-runtime version. The runtime. Oh, interesting. Hold on. What if I just real quick, I just want to go in here and I'm just going to clear this all. No, so we're still getting the same everything. So the runtime aspect we still need to like dive into, like, and figure out what the hell the runtime stuff is, because there's a whole runtime thing and I don't know what it's doing, because it looks exactly the same when we play. Hey, Vitamin K, welcome in. Are these PCG Biomes for my game or just so learning experience? Because I want to create the tutorial for Sunday on it. So I've been spending yesterday and today diving in, figuring out like how the hell do you use it? What's the like? What do you need? How do you set it up for your own levels? You know, basically figuring out everything we need to do and how to do it for to create like a good, concise like tutorial of like here's how, if you want to use this in your own setup, here's what you need to know. Here's like everything. Because so far the only tutorials that are for this, because it's so new, and even though people had access to it technically already since the preview, is like here's how you open the level, fly around, and this is what they did. No, I want to create a tutorial like, okay, load up this in, put in your landscape, here's where you customize your biomes, here's the blend, here's this, here's that. Okay, now you can customize this and then you're good. Hey Shibi, welcome in. As someone that watched a lot of pirate stuff, that's so weird to hear music here. Well, you know where I got it from. Did I figure out how to simplify the subgraph army they had? No, so the result that I came to is there's no reason to simplify it, you just use it. If you want to like make your own like versions of stuff, you can. And for some things you need to create like your own like graph instances or copies of it. But there's really no reason to. I wanted to originally break it apart and like figure out exactly what they're doing. And to a degree I did. If you figured out like they're using a volume sampler and then sampling the landscape, right? And then going up and then using that to then do all sorts of point stuff. So it's good. you know. Yeah, originally I had I was playing Stream Beats, but Stream Beats kept getting flagged on YouTube. I'm like, okay, enough. Been watching my videos? I appreciate it. Oh. I'm glad it helps you out a lot. If it's a volume sampler, is it possible for it to sample floating items, for example? Yes, but it's grabbing landscapes. Can I, like, this is for landscape specifically. If you have a landscape above, then theoretically, probably a bad idea trying to duplicate this landscape. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah, it is not like multiple landscapes. It is designed for one landscape. So yeah, this system is not meant for... you know what we can try though? So you bring up an interesting point. Can we use that biome creator on geometry? This. Does it need to be on a landscape? Let's find out. We'll do it after the ads are over. Oh man, since he had 15,000 subs? Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's yeah, quite a bit before. Yeah, the first time I heard of Thor was through Asmongold. I think one of his shorts came up on his, and he reacted to it. I think it was the one where he was like working at Blizzard. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't go to him afterwards, and then then after a little while, I got recommended a lot of shorts. I'm like, okay, let's go check it out. Watching Asmongold, you really are weird. I mean, I don't deny it. Yeah, the story of his dad. It was the I think it was the I forget which. Yeah, it was about his dad. I don't remember which story. I think it was the Murloc one. There was. I'm not sure. But I want to see. You guys bring up an interesting point with the floating islands. Can we put this onto no. So you can't. Yeah, everything samples landscape. That is an interesting thought, though. Lead technical thingy in the cinematic department for a while. Is the WoW? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the one. Yeah, where his dad is the South Park guy. I think that was the original one. So, you think anything you learned will help in procedurally creating a background environment for my game? I plan to. I can use I can use the Dungeon Architect and stuff and embed it into a landscape if I wanted to. The way I have it set up, it's not gonna happen, but if I wanted to, I could. But I'm not going to use this in my game. I will use PCG though in the game for sure. I think for my game, I'm not doing like a large scale. It's a, procedurally generated dungeon crawler effectively. So it doesn't make that much sense. So I think if you were to, it all projects down to landscape. Yeah. You gotta learn more on Unreal Engine and PCG. You have a hard time with your FPS, even with a 3090 and a 64. Wait, what? Yeah, basic forest. That's weird. Turn off Lumen. First of all, turn off Lumen. That's your biggest problem, probably. By default, Lumen is on. Turn that crap off. If you're doing a large scale thing, yeah, that's your performance hog out of everything. I mean, I'm running Lumen right now, right? And this is all. I'm actually curious. Hold on. Let me just double check that it's not overwriting anything. Oh, no. No, this is actually. You know what? This is actually extremely performant. This is Lumen. This is extremely performant. Effectively, the highest one is draw calls. At like 9 something when moving really quickly. That's actually really good. They improve performance in 5.4, which is good. Yeah, the performance there, yeah, that's why I'm like, my guess is Lumen. If you have like, it depends on the kind of forest you're making. Did they improve performance a lot in 5? Yeah. That makes sense. When you're up in the air, the editor, you're at is around 120 FPS in epic settings. And when you go in the forest, it goes to really epic gloom and fog and whatnot. Yep. Yeah, if I go down. My draw right goes down compared to here. RHI. Oh, it's actually. Oh, let's go this way. What's my highest right now? GPU at like 6.7, 5.6 for game. Yeah, it goes down because I see less. But yeah, so fun fact that I actually learned not too long ago that I'll share with you guys. Nanite, because at work, I work in virtual production. For those who don't know. I can only work in virtual production with those large LED stages. I don't work at the stage. I do the environments for those stages. But one thing, and so we're using Nanite for everything. Our environments, even though it's all has to be performant for the stage, which let me tell you, is harder to make a performant thing for the stage than it is for a game. Because the stage has a far lower limit where you need to. Thankfully, now we're starting to get some DLSS, so it's a little bit better, but still not the easiest thing. But like you'll get a 60 FPS game far before you get performant on the stage. But the main thing is, what I learned not too long ago is Nanite has a base cost, which I knew about. But that means if this environment was built out of Nanite, it would actually be more expensive. Oh, the foliage is Nanite though, which is interesting. I wonder if that's improved, because they did improve performance in 5.4. So in 5.3 at the very least, this foliage being Nanite would actually result in lower performance. But the interesting thing here is, why is their landscape not Nanite? If I go triangles, right? The landscape is not Nanite. By the way, this is my quick test to see if it's something is Nanite. I just go to light map density. If it's black, it's Nanite. That's my test. Instead of going through lit, nana visualization, yada yada yada. Can I enable nanite? Build data. Let's see if this works. Oh, that was pretty quick. Yeah, so now it's all nanite. Why didn't they have the landscape as nanite? Out of all things they could have had nanite, why didn't they have the landscape nanite? Yeah, look at that. The performance is better. What? That's so much better. Also, yeah, I don't look at FPS. I look at MS, and I check each section. That's how I do performance stuff. Because obviously, your frame is basically your FPS. This is your frames per second, and the frame will never be above. Will never be below any one of these numbers, because obviously everything together make up frame. So that's why, yeah, if I'm ever trying to figure out like what the problem is, I check which one it is and then go from there. Fun little troubleshooting stuff. You want to see some nanite distillation? Here. There you go. Now with a nice landscape tessellation too. Beautiful. But they probably it's probably better now in 5.4. Because yeah, it seems a lot better. So yeah, in 5.3 it was if it couldn't cull anymore. Right? Like these trees aren't being culled at all. Because there's nothing, it's too low to cull. But I'm actually curious about these trees. Let me see if I go into... I just open one of these guys up. They're not using preserve area. I guess it's because these are quite large cards. That explains why it's so performant. So normally you want to use preserve area or the pieces disappear. But they don't seem to be disappearing. So nanite has actually gone through quite a big improvement if preserve area isn't needed on these anymore. This is also an interesting one. What is this? Weather thermal UVs when sampling should be enabled whenever possible. For real UV coordinates, this allows calculating the lowest air optimal UVs for new vertices when simplifying. Interesting. Yeah, and everything is just stacked. Yeah, with a good old light map. This is different now in 5.4. Oh no, I went too far. Yeah, so 64 left map resolution. The one thing that we still don't have, and this is annoying, right, is you can't see light map resolution on nanite to this day. That's such a pain. Basically, you need to disable nanite. So actually, let's test that. If I disable nanite right now, so nanite is disabled. If I come here, right here's nanite disabled. Yeah, check that out. Frame rate. So this is all low poly. Frame rate at not frame rate, frame milliseconds 20. If I re-enable nanite, oh, you know what it is? It was baked lighting, wasn't it? It was baked lighting. No, it's movable here. Movable. Oh. As if realized that it's low now. Hold on. So now we're back to 8 point, well, below 8. Let me turn it off one more time. Okay. There we go. So we're going from below 8 to 11 something. Just by disabling nanite. But you could see this right here. You see how those that foliage kind of goes away? You see how that all goes away? That's because they're not using preserve. So that's the problem. That right there is the difference between preserve area and not preserve area. Okay, so that explains that's right. And you can see it really on this hill where these really disappear. So this isn't like perfect. I would do preserve area on these, assuming you were looking always here. If you're down here, if you're on the ground level, right, and you're just running around and you don't usually see like up on there very much, it doesn't matter. But so this might be fine for like the game you're making, depending on like what you're going for. But if you want to always see like the highest res, right, you'd want to turn on preserve area for that. You saw 10 to 15 increase just for switching to 5.4. That is actually really good. Well, you say 10 to 15 frame increase. What's the like comparison? Like, were you at 15 FPS before and it effectively doubled? Or is it like you were at 100 FPS and you went to 115 and it's a 15% increase? So just curiosity. Surprised you didn't mess up the point sampler? Think for 3 would freak out if the landscape was nanite in some scenarios. No, it's still using landscape, so it shouldn't matter. 30% sort of increase. That's really big. Maybe that was 5.2. Maybe. Hello, me unboxing. Welcome in. Suggest you a PC config. Okay, get a i3 with a 4090 and 8 gigs of RAM. That's a config. For Unreal? I don't know. Check the minimum specs. Check your budget. Check what you need. What? It depends what you're making. If you're making 2D games, you don't need very much. If you're making like super high res stuff, you need high res stuff. Yeah, if you're right, you can only make, the way you have to think of it is, what is the like, what is your game gonna require, or what is whatever your thing is gonna require? If you cannot make a game that is going to be taxing for a 4090 if you're on a 1030 GPU, right? Your limit will be a 1030. That means the 4090 is gonna like crush anything, right? From that point of view. But that means, okay, that means your game has to perform on your hardware. And that means that is your limit, which is not bad. It just, that means you can never build above your card limit, right? Because you don't have the hardware for it. If your hardware can't handle Unreal to test it with, then obviously you can't build it. So figure out what kind of stuff you want to do. Figure out then what that hardware needs, right? And then what your budget is, and then go from there. But it's not always about what Unreal needs. It's about how much resources your game needs. So hardware is very subjective. Exactly. That's why I say you can only, but the main thing is you can only ever build no higher than what your game is. If you're, I mean, basically the question is more or less pointless because Unreal is free. Download Unreal and try it. Does your hardware run it? See where to just play around with it. It's free. Why don't you just try it, right? That's really the real answer. See, and then see how much struggles earn. If it doesn't, then you're good. So we can't do floating islands with this. That is not the button I meant to press. We cannot do floating islands, which is unfortunate. You just recommended you go for NVIDIA because of CUDA? Yeah. Well, does Unreal benefit from CUDA? I know Blender does. Like, for me, I don't even... It's not NVIDIA versus AMD. It's just NVIDIA because of CUDA. Because of Blender and, like, some other stuff. So, yeah, for me, it's never a choice between the two. It's just always NVIDIA. I used to be an AMD guy a long time ago. And then they gave me the middle finger and I never went back. You should allow for your upgrades. At least it's too good not half. Yeah. CUDA cores are good. You can't have multiple landscapes, which is unfortunate. Okay, here's something I want to test. Low partitioning, you can't have it on. UEFN is only available for PC. Yeah. Oh, that's the Fortnite Unreal version, right? In my substance, it's crazy how CUDA is much faster. Yeah. Yeah. It just a lot of things are very much CUDA optimized. Yeah, the last time I used an AMD card was actually Witcher 3. I had I think it was like an AMD 7990. Their numbers reset, or I don't know. Basically, I had like one of the old school Crossfire like SLI version GPUs, and I actually had a third one because they had a double version and a single version, and you could and I had a triple setup. But the main thing is, when Witcher 3 came out, SLI was supported, but Crossfire wasn't, and basically my cards couldn't play Witcher 3, and I was pissed as hell. So I went out and I got myself a 980 at the time. And then less than a month later, 980 Ti came out, and I returned the 980s because I bought just from Fry's Electronics, and I swapped, and then I just upgraded to 980 Ti's, 2 of them. And then I had those until I upgraded to 2 2080 Ti's. Now I have a single 4080. But yeah, I was like, after that experience and them not giving like Crossfire support by giving SLI support, I was like, I'm done. Nope, done with AMD. You had an RX 580 until 2 months ago. I mean, hey, that served its time. That did its time. That's pretty good. So, actually, real quick, out of curiosity, let's go to this environment. So where are we at? We're at 5. We're like 5, 8, 5, 6 in terms of cost here. 5, 8, 5, 6. If I then turn on nanite here. So the game went up a lot. Why did the game go up a lot? Oh, there we go. It's gone back down. So it's about the same in my case. This actually might be a little higher with Nanite on. It's very hard. It's such a small sample size. It's very hard to tell. But yeah. Now it's all Nanite. Tell. You went from number 124 GPU to a number 9 GPU? Oh, nice. Yeah, this is actually the first time I don't have a top-of-the-line GPU, as in, like, the best one on the market. Last time I got a GPU was a 2080 Ti, which was the best on the market at the time. This time around, I'm like... The only reason I even upgraded my 2080 to a 4080 was because I thought that was the problem with my PC, because my PC kept heart freezing. That's a whole story in itself. That's like a 30-minute story that I don't think you guys care about. But basically, I thought it was one problem and it wasn't. And so I just got myself a card that I spent $2,000 on, and then I eventually got a new computer in general. PC generation is not able to animate, right? This seems expensive. Yes, you can animate it. You can absolutely animate it. Have you seen my latest video, Mr. Pesgetti? Let me show you something. Don't save. You can do some interesting stuff with it. I need to clean up my stuff. I need to like modular tree. No spawner. This one. I need to just back some of these guys up and just remove them because Jesus Christ. No, not the real-time stuff. This. Oh. To move this. That's PCG. This is PCG, as you saw. This is PCG. I mean, it's very basic PCG. But yeah, I can do it. Yeah, right, and I can go here, and I can, depending on where I put this, it'll be different meshes and different colors. Yeah. It actually takes the average, so if I put it in the center, it'll, which one it is will entirely depend on how many are in which quadrant. Because it takes the average. And this one spawns lights above. Yeah. So yeah, you can absolutely animate PCG. Yeah. And so it's you can do quite some crazy stuff with PCG. And this is not like this is still literally a PCG. This is not even broken. Yeah. Yeah, that video did not do too well. Probably because... Actually, I don't know. The thumbnail was pretty shitty at the beginning. I made it better, so maybe the thumbnail's still pretty shitty. I don't know what happened to... YouTube was going to release a thumbnail comparison tool. Never did. They never ended up releasing it. Or at least not yet. So that's unfortunate. When I make more short, I don't know what to make shorts of. Thing is, I'm really bad at shorts because I don't know what to make of them. So most shorts are like funny. No one cares about tutorials on shorts. So I'm like, what the hell do I do? Oh, ads.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
But yeah, I just don't know what to make shorts of. I wanted to make shorts every week. And then I quickly realized I don't have enough stuff to make shorts of. To make shorts every week. Like today, like obviously yesterday and today has been the most amount of like conversation with you guys, and it's been awesome. So if I have more stuff like this and I can, you know, have more story time and more like conversations, I mean, I'm sure I can have like more stuff then to potentially do, but you know, content creator, but probably just use shorts to show the final product. I'll leave them to watch her full videos. They want to know how to make it. I tried that before with some other stuff. It doesn't. People are gonna just. My final product isn't made pretty, and so it doesn't have that sex appeal, if you will. So yeah. Watch how I make this small thingy using PCG. You give a very quick, impressive overview. Check my video and learn more. Yeah. I feel like they're just creating like advertising. I don't know. What do you don't know what I'm drinking today? I told you what I'm drinking. Were you not here for this? I told everyone what I'm drinking today. Liquid wax. So that way, whenever I drink the horrible stuff tomorrow, like my throat and my stomach is nicely coated, and I don't have any problems. Yeah, it's liquid wax. Oh yeah, see, Mr. Biscotti was paying attention. Come on, guts. Ah, just not paying attention. Also, Mr. Pasgetti is such a good name. I'm just gonna say it. I know it's just changing the letters on spaghetti, but for some reason, saying it is kind of like, I don't know. I like it when I say it. You see, you got lazy. I miss when you drink fun stuff. These days, it's always liquid something. I mean, it's wax. Okay. What do you want? What is your definition of fun stuff? There's only so many liquids. You can make shirts for anything. Example, what PC spec you need for Unreal? Oh, Jesus Christ. I will never make that video. That'll be like a sarcastic video. That's like making a video on man, I should make a short that just the title of it is Blueprints or C++, and I just say both, and the short ends. That's it. That should be my short. Do you remember the day when you drink lava? Big day. I mean, yeah, it was a good day. But lava is it was molten lava, right? It wasn't like, because lava is also can be hard rock lava. So it was still liquid. It was liquid lava. But anyway. Cool. We know biomes. We have limitation. The one thing I do not like right now about this biomes is we cannot take this somewhere else. If we cannot take, right? It's the same kind of the flying island thing, but it's also where you can only do this on. Calling PCG is a problem, but there's something else going on. So when I did a test with someone else, and they ran the freeze command, it called their vision correctly. It doesn't call it for me. So there's something else going on or some other setting that's missing. But I was calling the cone and everything around would I just go open paint. Can get a flashbang every single time because this doesn't save. This is the default. So if you're here, and you're seeing this way, right? That's your cone of vision. All of this was unloaded when I did my test with freeze. Right now, despite seeing only this, all of this is also loaded for some reason. And I don't know if it's because there was a setting that was missed that needs to be enabled, that was enabled in his, or something else. But all of this was called in the testing where I did before. Now it's not. And it's not in 5.4 and it's not in 5.3. So really weird. If it's another obvious look, it's I'll say 90% chance it is an obvious override. 90% chance it's an obvious. Look, it's always the small things that cause the biggest problems. It's the hold on, let me see if I can find it. Is it this is the one. Let's see if we can pull it up. It's this. It's this. Where that tiny little thing, you know, causes the biggest darn problems. God damn it. It's always one little tiny thing. And it's always something you're not thinking about, obviously. Right? Because the thing is, you're like when you're troubleshooting, you're thinking of this. You're thinking of that. You're not thinking of that. So that's why this ends up happening. Because you're always like, okay, like if something's not working, like, is it like this thing that like is obvious, or like it's always the tiny hidden. God damn it. Drinking molten crayons to ease your yeah, there you go. Nickname tags. But yeah, cool. I think man, I really don't like the fact that we can only use this with landscapes though. I'll be honest. Well, hold on. Do we have to only use this with landscapes? Well, this is... Where's the spline? What's this? Oh, I meant to open it. Oh, this is biome volume. Wait. Wait, there's no PCG graph in here. Oh, it just samples. Okay. I see. Yeah, we need to make it like a whole custom system to be able to use these biomes onto static meshes. And I think we really like at some point, I think that's a really needed thing. One, for like the flying islands, but really, if you want to not have a landscape specifically, and you want to have like a custom shape, right? Like I can totally see like you having this like platform and then landscape dips down, but then you want to have like, you just happen to want to have like these trees like in someone's backyard, which is like part of a house. Well, you don't want to make your own like new custom biome just for that. So it would be nice to be able to put this on static meshes as well as like a custom thing. So that's probably something that we'll look into down the line. This doesn't feel any better than the old style PCG for landscapes. It is, so it's no more powerful than you could have made before, but the system is already built and is very powerful. So this, I'll show you what makes this insanely powerful. And it's this. It's this biome map having so many variations. I know someone that has made their own system for this. That's that joined the Discord a while back. That made they have like a giant map and they're using PCG to spawn everything. It's such a workaround, and this just simplifies it all. It's like makes it amazing. And it's great. The things that it doesn't do is like the textures, unfortunately. Stuff like that. That's the problem you have with it, the biome map, but maybe you just have to play with it more. What's the issue you're having with the biome map, out of curiosity? So I can understand. Like you can generate it different ways, right? You can paint it, you can generate it, because you can take this like you can generate this landscape and you can like export it out, and then you can, or you can generate it with some it's another program. Like if you're creating this with a height map, you can put that height map into like Blender or something, create the 3D landscape, and then you can paint on top of it, and then you can export that painted map. Right, you can just do that if you didn't want to create this in Photoshop or something. Feel like you need to jump back and forth to paint and import just as a values? No. Like I did this, not this one, but like if I go to my, wait, I literally opened the wrong one. Right. So this was made with a height map, which means I can take this and open up Blender or Maya or whatever, use this on a plane, create the 3D model, and then I can go ahead and just paint the model directly in the 3D program or somewhere else if I want to, and paint the biomes where I want, and then use that. The previous version was using landscape layers, and you can still do that. You can still use landscape layers, but a lot of people are using auto landscape, and that doesn't really work well with it. Current workflow is Gaia. You can export texture maps and use those straight in a master material. A lot of times the master material doesn't allow you to easily sample them. So yeah, you can do landscape layers, but here's the thing. How many landscape layers do you have? Because this supports far more landscape layers than you could probably generate. That's the main thing, right? Because this is how many colors? Yeah, this has 16,777,216 possible layers. Or sorry, biomes. No, this literally does. Yeah, no one's using that many points. You're right. But I'm saying that there are people that are using hundreds of them. I met someone that is using hundreds of them. And that becomes very difficult to manage on a layered setup like that. And sometimes the ground doesn't necessarily want to match what's above it. If it always wants to match, sure, landscape layers, you can still do that. But if you don't want the ground necessarily to match what's above it, like you could have a rocky ground that's the same in 3 locations with different biomes on top of it. Same rock bottom, but different tops. That's not as easy to do, right? So that's use cases. Very like good use cases. The primary issue is the coloring seems manual, so you have to find a way around it. Yeah, so the texture, right? Your auto landscape will still be your auto landscape, right? And here's the thing. If you're using auto landscape, you can just take that, make it just red, green, blue, like whatever colors you want for each of your layers. Make it emissive, so it's unlit. Then you can export that out. You can bake it down in Unreal and export it out as an image. You do it all in Unreal if you wanted to. The way you do it is, right, you take your layered setup, you make it all unlit, and then you can create a 2D capture camera on top, facing down, like line it up, and then render it to a render target and save it as an image. And bam, you have all your stuff. And then you could export it and then paint on top of it and make it custom. You know, there's a lot of ways to do this. I might make tutorials and stuff like this down the line, if people are interested. But you could literally take your auto landscape and turn it into a mask if you want to like copy the exact places of everything, right? So yeah. Now, one thing to note is you would need to remove the blending. It would need to be like a harsh line. So there's like some tweaks you still need to do, but the main shape there, the main stuff is going to be there. So it depends how you like have it set up. But if you do like unlit, and make it like sharp, you theoretically could do it that way. So yeah. Yay. We're running up Iceland. You guys missed it for the very beginning of the oh, this has no collisions. The height map says it's this is Iceland. I don't know if it's accurate, but we're assuming this is Iceland. But you know what? Still good. Everything. Oh yeah, and it's still in beta, right? This just hit beta, so their PCG is just absolutely amazing. I love it, because it makes me not have to work as hard. I mean, that's the thing. It makes it so I don't have to work as hard, so that's huge. Some things you can do, by the way, I don't know if you knew, you can use it with like level instances. So if you like create like a configuration of like crates in a specific setup, you can use PCG to just spread those crates in that specific configurations all over your level. If you don't want to just spread them out with just the PCG points, you do like an assembly effectively with PCG points. That's great. And that's improved, I think, in 5.4. So I always say, I am extremely lazy. Anything I can do to make it so I have to work less for the same result is great. It's how I've learned all the stuff I have. It's why I'm a generalist. Because I'm completely fine going to 20 different programs or tools or whatever it is if it means I have to do less to get the same result. Because that's important to me. That is very important to me. All right? If you were like... Okay, let's just go back before PCG real quick. Before PCG was a thing, this would be foliage, right? Well, that means if you want to make a change, you would have to paint this and then repaint this and then change the paint on this. Or you would have to use the grass nodes. And dear God, I don't know if you ever tried grass nodes on a massive scale. That's not fast. That generates so slow. Holy crap. We had a landscape that's like the max size you can do in Unreal, and it was like 10-20 minutes to just generate the grass nodes, and then you make a single change and it has to erase everything and generates the entire thing for 10-15 minutes. It's insanity. So yeah, PCG is a game changer entirely. But guys, it is was that you? No, this was like less than a month ago on a project I was working. We tried to using grass nodes because we have a massive landscape. It's like, out of work. We're like, oh, let's try using grass nodes. It's been a while. Let's see how it is. God, it was terrible. Went to foliage instead. Because we need like very custom like locations and scales. So it was like PCG was a pain because it was an auto material that wasn't playing nice with it. So I was like, you know, let's just do foliage. Foliage was like so easy. But everything has its use cases. Yeah, Guts, exactly. It's so simple now, and I love it. Being, you know, this is why I want to do everything, because it's a lot of it's simplified, and the barrier of entry for everything is so low. If you want to get it to it, it really is. And so many things are free or very cheap. Right? Like, you don't need Photoshop anymore. You don't need to pay the monthly thing. You could just get either GIMP for free, or like I use Affinity Photo, which is a one-time payment that is not even expensive. What was it? Affinity Photo 2. How expensive is it? I don't want to say the price before I double check the price. Bye. Individuals. So it's like $70. Yeah, Krita, there's another one. But like, so I'm in Canada right now, so obviously these are Canadian prices. Here, I have Affinity Photo 2. This is a one-time payment. That's it. You buy it once and you're done. I don't use, this is basically Photoshop, this is Illustrator effectively. And this is like for other stuff that I don't care about. But yeah, I buy this, or you can buy it all of them together in a single price. So this is like around 70 USD, I think. That's a one-time payment. And then that's it. You own it. How much is Substance Designer? I don't know. Substance Designer. All right, it's Adobe now. I don't use Substance Designer. I do all my layered stuff basically in Unreal. Here. Yeah. $66 a month. Substance Designer is $66 a month. Let me just replace. This is 95 permanent. This is 66 a month. Like, yeah, I'm not using anything Adobe. No, this is Designer. This is just, it's in the Adobe Substance 3D collection plan. Is it different? Hold on. I mean, it's literally right there. That's their price. If I go to Substance Designer, I don't see any other prices here. Hey, Hey, Mangaruki, welcome in. And then you can buy just see, like it's. My Substance Designer is the material editor in Unreal. It is absolutely amazing. You can make modular stuff in there all the time, and then you have control over it. It's great. Yeah, but the point still stands, right? The barrier for entry, like if you want to get started with this stuff, is amazing. Do you need ZBrush anymore? No, you can get Blender. Blender has sculpting. It's actually pretty good. There are plugins for Blender for layered painting. If you want to do like a Substance Painter Lite. Blender. I saw a tutorial how to create like a layered system in Blender for painting. I haven't used it yet because ever since I removed it, I just haven't needed it. Is it Uku Paint? Is that what it's called? Is that the one? Learn how to manage texture layers. Yeah, I think that's probably the one. Yeah. Yeah, so this is here's the tutorial. Yeah, I someone asked about it before. This is the one I saw by Molten Bolt, showing it off, I believe. And yeah, here's the layers, right? And you can create different layers. Right, so yeah, you don't have all the functionality of Substance Painter, but this is free. This is free. So if you want to paint like with layers and do all sorts of controls, the barrier of entry is very low. Anyone can do it. But that also means there's a caveat to this. Because the barrier of entry is low, you're gonna get a lot of people that are entry level and few people that are gonna be high up, right? Because effectively you have did I close paint again? I close paint. Effectively you have, if this is like years of experience, right? I mean, like this is 0 and this is let's say 20, right? You effectively have this as a graph where most people are going to be here in experience, but also in terms of like what they can actually do, they're going to go, it's not going to be like a linear where you just gain experience. It's going to be and then like this, because that original thing, you're gonna learn a lot. If this was time, if this is like time instead, right? You're gonna learn a lot really quickly, but then you might hit a plateau, and then you might not know what to do. And then this is where this is where you need to actually properly learn things. But at the same time, I know people in the like professional workers that have no business being professional workers that I've worked with, unfortunately, where they haven't gone it. The main thing that you need to do if you want to of course, because I didn't make a new layer. The main thing you need to worry about is figure out, and there's one thing, that's it. It's the only thing if you want to succeed. Figure this out. Figure out how to learn. That's it. That's it. In school, it didn't matter what grade you got. The grades weren't important that you got an A or B. It's that you learned how to learn to be able to get an A or a B. What you learn doesn't matter. It's the problem solving. If you learn how to learn, then you're good. And what I mean by that, if you're wondering, like, learn how to Google. If you have a problem, don't ask somebody how to solve it. Figure out how do you go online and check like these places. Do they have a solution? Figure out how to troubleshoot things yourself. Learn to learn. If you learn to learn, everything else will be easy. And goddamn ads.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Now let's learn how to talk to ChatGPT. But you still need to learn. Right? It's always learning. Following the same logic, you don't need Photoshop, you can just use Paint. Well, you need some a little more control of that, but some people do use Paint. Work was taught me Googling is a real skill. I always thought it was just something people knew. Yeah. Early on, because I'm a millennial, right? Like, I was there when Google was bringing up. Googling is a skill, and people do not know how to Google. Case in point, the freaking Unreal Reddit. The Unreal Engine Reddit. Daily, you will have people asking the same questions. Daily. What does that tell you? They didn't Google. They didn't Google at all. Nothing. 5 seconds was not spent. And if they don't care to spend 5 seconds, I don't care to spend however long it will take me to answer it. Because that just shows they don't care. They don't want to learn. They just want to, they don't want to learn themselves. They want the information just given to them. I don't do that. Other people don't know how to Google. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like, I say I can never be a teacher. Because if someone wants to learn, I will teach them happily everything I know. If someone genuinely wants to learn something, I will gladly spend time and teach them everything I know. If they don't care about the learning, I won't waste a second on them. If someone doesn't care about learning, not a second will be wasted. As soon as I find out that you have not cared about your own learning, I will not waste my time on you. It's harsh, but that's just how I've always been. If I have somebody, like, for example, if someone asks me, how do you do X? And I'm like, okay, here's how you do it, and I tell them. If they come back later and they ask me how to do X again, I might tell them, but I'll never actually care about teaching them ever again. Now, it depends. This is assuming this exact same questions, right? If they're like, hey, sorry, you know, I meant to write it down and, you know, like my mistake, right? Then I'll tell them and then make a note of it. But at a point where I realize, hey, they don't care about learning, I stop caring to teach. Because why would I? That's why I say I can never be a teacher. Because in like college, in like schools, not everyone there cares about the learning. Some people are just there because they have to be for that class. If you know you forget stuff, that means you can write it down. There's ways of like keeping that information, right? If you actively know you forget stuff, then you need to actively remember. You need to write them down, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong. You don't have to memorize everything. It's the fact that you know you forget things. Cool. Write it down. And then, you know, check your thing. There are some things I just don't remember ever. You know, I don't remember how to attach a single cube to a spline and have it move along the spline. I just have never remembered it. Every time I go to YouTube and watch a little tutorial on it. I don't know why. It just hasn't never, like, I never remember the notes because I use it so infrequently. That's fine. But I know where to find that information without, like, asking someone. So, yeah. Absolutely fine. The Reddit's crazy because, like, they navigate Reddit, create a login onto an account, post that post, has to follow subreddit riddles. Yeah. They couldn't Google for 10 yeah. I don't know. It's something. All right. You screenshot everything and you'll forget. Just throw in PureRef. Yeah, PureRef is great. Yeah, screenshot everything. Make it a little calendar. Yeah, there's again, it's not. And by the way, if someone is genuinely putting in effort to learn, like if I see they're struggling, but they're trying, I will always help them. If I see someone trying, I will always help them. As soon as I see someone not trying, that's when I care. It doesn't matter if they like ask me 20 times the same thing. If I can tell that they're trying and it's just not working and not clicking for them, that's fine. So, but as soon as I'm like, okay, it's not because they're not trying, it's because they don't care, I'm done. And like schools and colleges, again, that's a normal thing because, again, right? Not every class is taken because you want to, it's because you have to. That's why I could never be a teacher. Yeah, this was the substance. This molten bolt. He some. If you care about Blender painting, this is it. This is your place. And that's why I say you don't need Substance Painter and you don't need Substance Designer, because you have Unreal Materials, which you can do a lot already with that. Yeah. So you don't need Photoshop because you have Affinity Photo 2. Don't need Illustrator because you have Affinity Designer. Don't need Maya because you have Blender, which I think is far better than Maya, honestly. Ever since I started using Blender, holy crap. Like, I don't know why I haven't used Blender before. Jesus Christ, it's so much good. The navigation threw me off at the beginning, but once I got through it, I'm like, okay, it's just so much better. One day I'll see you do some Substance Designer stuff in Unreal. I mean, I do custom... Here, hold on. Let me show you something. For those that don't know, I have a whole custom material system that I made. No, there's no, they don't do the same thing. But I'm saying you can create shapes and do offsets and do like all that stuff. Female mouse to navigate is interesting choice. Oh, the thing that threw me off was is the G for transform because it's grab. Yeah, so I have a full this is like a hierarchical layered system, and this was my grade. I don't know if I changed it, but like this is a full layered material system, and I can like turn off and on different blendings. I can make it non-metallic, turn off and pass. I can just blend ambient occlusion or just blend normal. I can also change the kind of blend it is. And all of those controls are also available here. Like I can change, here's the base color. If I want to, I can make it multiply. This one, hold on, am I on the right layer? I need to check if I'm in the right layer. Yes. Do I have it turned on? Probably not. Yeah, I need to double check. But basically, I can control like all sorts of stuff here. Height blend. Oh, here we go. Here. And so I can just go in here, change where the moss is, all dynamically. All sorts of stuff. And yeah, I need to finish this setup. Right now, you combine I can combine noise with fall off, with RGB masks, with Fresnels. I can combine everything. The plan, of course, is to have each one of these as their own blend version and one that's combined. So if you didn't need all this stuff, you didn't have to. And then you can control it all from the blueprint. Because I can go in here and I can just go base color controls. You know, tint it, change the roughness, do whatever I want. So yeah, it's not creating like from the base shape and you go from there and etc. etc. But yeah, this setup is gonna go through its paces for my game for sure. But it is super late, guys. I've been streaming much longer because it has been enjoyable. You guys made it fun for chatting with me, so I appreciate it. But I gotta go. I have got to go. It is late. It's also really late for you, isn't it, Good Guts? Because when the stream started, I think you said it was like 11 p.m. So it's what, 2 a.m. now or something. Do you think that's ZBrush compared to Blender? Yeah. Yeah, so almost 2 a.m. Yeah, go to sleep. And I'm going to go get some rest. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, as always. Probably going to go back to working on the game. If that's something you're interested in, come join me then. And we'll continue chatting. Till then, thanks you guys for watching. Take care.